Okay, this is about choosing the right type of person to have kids with. There's a lot of younger women that make bad choices in the type of men they choose to have kids with. There's a 19-year-old cousin of mine. She's 19 years old, and she just had a baby with a man that has kids with 10 other women. And when she told me this, the first thing I thought to myself is, why would any woman in their right mind have a baby with a man that has kids with 10 other women? And I just think this is the problem that most younger black women keep making. I think the media has brainwashed a lot of younger women into thinking that it's so cool to be with a thug, that it's so cool to be with an aggressive man, it's so cool to be with the bad boy. And they completely ignore the nice guys. They completely ignore the respectful men that will love them and treat them good and be faithful to them. They completely ignore these types of men. Instead of having kids with a respectful man that's going to be faithful to them, that's going to treat them good, they completely ignore these men and go after the thug. And go lay down with an ignorant thug that's never had a job, that has kids with all these other women. They'll lay down with this ignorant fool and have a baby with him. And I just think this cycle of ignorance is completely destroying the black family. It's completely destroying the black community. If a woman meets a man and he tells you that he's never had a job and he has kids with 6 and 7 other women, why would any woman in their right mind lay down and have a baby with a man like this? Why would any woman in their right mind have unprotected sex with a man that has kids with all these other women? And you see he hasn't been there for his other kids, so what makes you think he's going to be there after you have a baby with him? I just think a lot of younger women need to start making better choices with the type of men they choose. Women need to assess the type of men they get involved with, the type of men they have unprotected sex with. I think when you meet a man, you should assess the type of man this is. Does he have a job? How many kids does he have? You should assess everything about his history. And a lot of women don't do that. There's a lot of women that will meet a man at a club. They'll meet a man in a club and just go home with him that same night and have unprotected sex with him. And I just think this is the type of ignorance, this is the type of behavior that's destroying our black families, because the woman has the choice to choose the right man or the wrong man. They have the choice to choose. They have the choice to make better choices with men. And most of these women are just not doing that. They think it's cool to be with the bad boy. They think it's cool to be with the thug. And then they'll completely ignore a lot of these nice, respectful men. A lot of these nice, respectful black gentlemen that would love to be faithful to them, that would love to treat them good. They completely ignore these types of men, and they'll go for the thug. There's two different types of black men. There's the thug and there's the gentleman. But for some ridiculous reason, most younger black women will choose the thug over the gentleman. They will choose the thug over the gentleman most of the time, particularly with most younger black women. Now, there's a lot of older black women that want to be with a gentleman. They want to be with a man that treats them good, that's respectful to them, that's going to be faithful to them. There's a lot of older black women that want a gentleman. But the problem with that is, when a lot of women are young, they make bad choices with men. But when they get older, they want to be with a gentleman. They want to be with the nice guy. They want to be with a man that treats them good. But the problem with that is, by that time, it's usually too late. Because by the time women get in their 40s and their 40s or whatever, a lot of nice, respectful men don't want to start a family with a woman that has five or six kids already. They want to start a family with a woman that hasn't had kids already. And this is why a lot of women need to start making better choices with men while they're young. They need to start having kids with the right type of men when they're young. So you don't have to be some lonely old woman looking for a nice man in your 40s and 50s. And this is what you see. This is what you see a lot of. And I think this could all be avoided if younger women started making better choices with men. I think if younger black women made better choices with men, I think black families would be together at a higher percentage. I think you would see more black marriages last longer. You would see black families overall do a whole lot better and stay together. And I think women have the power to choose the right man, and they don't. And this needs to stop. This cycle of ignorance needs to stop. For the better good of our black community, for the better good of our black families. Stop having kids with the thug and start having kids with the gentleman. Start having kids with a respectful man that loves you, that respects you, that's going to be faithful to you. That's the type of man you should have kids with. That's the type of man you should start a family with. You don't start a family with an ignorant thug that's never had a job, that has 5 and 6 other women pregnant. These are the type of men you don't have kids with. These are not the men that are father material. And a lot of women need to start thinking before they lay down with a man. They need to start assessing the type of men they have sex with, the type of men they get involved with. And I think this will improve our black families, and this will improve our black family structure in America.